Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the first ever. Well, not the first ever. It's probably, I think, the second time I have streamed the Artcast. I always want to keep trying new things with this show. So this will be an interesting episode. Hopefully everything works out. So far, I tested everything with the iPad, so the iPad is working with OBS, so that's good. We got that issue um is taken care of. The only thing I'm like nervous with is honestly uh I don't think we're gonna have any issues with the slowdowns or anything like that. I don't think we're gonna be dropping frames like crazy like we did before. But I'm just trying to keep the CPU at a good level right now. I do have iTunes open, but I want to keep iTunes open so I can listen to music as I do art. But I see the CPU percentage is kind of fluctuating in the 30s, which is whatever. Whatever. I mean, it's nothing major. Nothing major's happening. I got rid of I closed Discord, all that kind of stuff. But oh well, that's how it is. We had a lot of like technical difficulties with streaming in the past, and I'm glad to fix it. Now, the other thing I'm kind of nervous with is with these earbuds. I don't know if it's gonna disrupt what I want to do with this video. Hopefully, it doesn't, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to because yeah, I'm just gonna go on the bright side of things. Say it's not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Gonna try to be optimistic about this. Anyways. Welcome to the Artcast. This is episode 8. Episode 8 of the Artcast. I want to say thank you guys for watching these videos and watching the stream if you're here live right now. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you to everyone who just watches just the stuff I've been putting out. I've been putting out a lot of different kind of content out there. I've been putting out positive content videos. I've been doing a lot of other stuff, gameplay wise, all that kind of things with this channel. And it's always nice to see people watch those videos and generally be interested in it. So thank you guys for watching the videos and all that kind of stuff. Really means a lot to me. I also want to say thank you guys who have went far and beyond to support me, be it on Patreon or just tipping me on stream. It just means a lot. I know it's like the most like, oh, of course he's gonna say this all sounds whatever, but I made a Patreon. I think it's almost 2 years old, almost, and it blows my mind that I even have like people there as it is. It's like, whoa, this is like something, and I really like putting out the stuff. I've changed the rewards over time to see what is fair and what I can give back to the people who support me there. So hopefully the new rewards are good. Check it out. It's in the link below, or in the description, I should say. Check that out. I'm always changing, always updating. I'm always posting stuff on the Patreon, so always check that out. There's stuff I'm trying to put up there that is, a little bit stuff I might not show on stream or post online necessarily. Mostly I leave the Patreon stuff to be NSFW stuff, but you can always check stuff out. You get a nice little room in Discord that's specifically just for the patrons, so you got that too. But but yeah, I hope that you guys still watch the videos at least. If you just watch it, that's fine with me. All right. Okay. So that's enough of that. I've been like kind of lollygagging a little bit, and I think people want to know what art book I'm going to talk about. Obviously, we talked about the Persona 5 Royal art book in the positive content video. Check that out. It's a small little art book, so that's kind of why I stuck it in there while I saved this little art book for this podcast. It's not little as much as I said it is. It's actually really big. It's a good size art book. This one is one of my favorites. Let me just take a sip of my coffee here. Mm. Sorry, I got some phlegm. Okay, so let's get into the art book, right? Okay, so here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kill la Kill Animation Book Volume 3. I call it the animation book. I don't know the actual title of this thing because it's only in Japanese. They only sold this in Japan. So there's no English at all in this book. So that's something. The only English is honestly just the title is the only thing that's English. So you got this nice book this thick. If you guys don't know me, I'm very, very skeptical with my Japanese imports. There was this one book I got years and years ago, and I still think about this because it really bothers me to this day. It was a Metal Gear Solid 3, uh, hold on, Metal Gear Solid 3 countdown book. I think it was a book that they released in like hyping up the release of MGS3, and I got it thinking, oh, we're gonna get some cool Yoji Shinkawa art. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. I I go and order it, and it was pretty pricey. It wasn't like I think it was $100, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Like the lowest I would say would be 80. The highest I would say 120. It was in that range, and it was just like, and I got it on a whim. I was thinking to myself, you know what? I really want this book. I really want to see more Yoji Shinkawa art of MGS3 because MGS3 really does not have a formal art book. MGS2 has one, MGS1 has one, 4 has one, Peace Walker had one, but 3 I don't think ever got one. So I was thinking, okay, this is gonna be it, and it was just pretty much a magazine, and I hated it. It was such a waste of money for me. And after that, I was like, hey, if I'm gonna import stuff from Japan, I really have to know what's in the book. So I always try to find like little previews, and this particular book did not have that on Amazon as much or at all. So it was like another like instance where I really had to pray that it would be something that was worth a while, and it was scary. Like this was I would like to say $60 to get on Amazon. I think it's still that. I don't even know they have it anymore, honestly. So I got this. This is volume 3. There's 3 volumes of this baby. There's the first one, which is a red cover. Second volume is a blue cover, and this is a yellow cover, obviously. Uh, I got the third volume because I figured that this was gonna have at least. I thought this was gonna cover the episode where we have the homecoming, so like episode 16 through episode 25, which is the OVA. So I was like, okay, I'll get that, and it's gonna have Ragyo in it, one of my favorite characters. It's gonna have Ryuko and Satsuki in it, obviously, but it's gonna have like Junket's Ryuko. It's gonna have like cool shit in it, and I was like really hyped for that. So that's why I got this. Surprisingly, now I when I got this in the mail, I was looking at how big this bad boy is, and I was like saying to myself, why is it this fucking thick? If it's the last like part of the show, shouldn't it be like thinner a little bit? And I found out. I opened it, dude. This covers the episode 7 all the or 8. I think it's whatever episode where Ryuko fights Gamagori for the first time. It's that episode all the way to the end of the show, which blows my mind. This is so cool. So what this is, let me show you. I'm gonna open a random page. I'm gonna show you. Now, of course, this is a Japanese book. This is the front. This is the back. Obviously, 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 guys. So let's get to it. There's some creases on the cover, but that's fine. I want actually, you know what? I think I know which one I want to find. There's one I want to show for sure, and it's in like the very early part of it. It's not super random, but maybe this is too soon. Feel free to talk in chat. I'm looking in the chat sometimes. Don't worry, this isn't gonna be a isolation thing. I just want to talk and talk and talk, dude. Okay, whatever. This will have to do, I guess. But look at this. Look at this. Let me get OBS. Let me see. Make sure you guys can see this. oh, look at this. So what this is it shows each each frame of the animation of the show. So like this is what they animated. This is what they like the storyboards almost like all these sketches that they kind of turn into be animated. So you have all these guides, you have all these colors that are probably keying into like, hey, this is gonna be in the computer. It's gonna be this is gonna be that. Here you go. You got like a nice drawing of Yuko swinging her scissor blade. It's such like a it's so cool to look at. I really love this book. It's so good. It's so thick. It covers all of the good episodes of Kill la Kill. It is really good. It's a really good book. I really love it. I love the sketches of it. Now, if you watch an old Artcast video I did, I talked about the model sheet book that I got. I did get Kill la Kill model sheet. It had all these like final sketches of the characters from Kill la Kill, and that was a good book too. But I would say that that was mostly for people who are like hardcore into the show and really want to look at some cool artwork, line art of the show. While this is a little bit more sketchy, it's a little bit more uh, stylized in the show. And I think Kill la Kill is a very strong visual style for what it is. I really liked a lot of what Kill la Kill showed in this book. I love the style. You know, you watch the show and you know the art style is really good. You get involved in it, you get invested in it. You're like, oh, this is really nice. But this really adds another layer of appreciation to it. So because like the animation in Kill la Kill is so fast and so speedy and boom, 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 and here it is very like you get to see it broken down, and it does a good job picking the scenes to break down. It doesn't like choose boring scenes to show. It shows a lot of good scenes. Like there's scenes in here that I wasn't even expecting to be shown. The only bummer, the only bummer is there's a scene in the last few episodes of Kill la Kill where Ragyo. Okay, so they have the one scene in here where Ragyo Kiryuin is kind of like feeling herself up, like, oh, you'll never stop us ever. You know that scene. But there's one scene I really loved. It is when Satsuki tries to attack her mom, and oh my god, Ragyo just snatches her from the air. It just has the smuggest look on her face, and I was like, I love that. I love that face. I still have that screen cap somewhere here, and it is so good. It is such a good face. I love the smug attitude she has. So I was a little bummed I did not get to see that in this book, but it has everything else I loved. Especially the part in the last episode, episode 24, where I can only describe it as it's like pure energy of when these characters are kind of yelling at each other, that kind of shit. It is such a solid art book. It's really good. I would recommend it if you are a fan of Kill la Kill, casual or hardcore, either one. I would also recommend it for people who are interested in animation because this book does a really good job breaking down how they animated each scene. So I do recommend if you're into animation, if you want to get a little bit of something as a reference, this is a really good book to get involved with that. I think it is you can only buy these on eBay at this point because I went back to Amazon to see if I could buy volume 2 of this animation book, and that is completely gone. So that's gone. They're not. I doubt they're gonna sell it again. So that got eradicated. Volume 1 is completely removed. I mean, good luck getting Volume 1 on Amazon. Volume 3, I just it might be hanging in there by a thread, but I know when I got this, there was like 2 left. So you're really playing with fire if you're waiting to get to buy it. But it's a really good book. You know, if you could find it anywhere, eBay is probably the next best place to find it. I would say get it. It gives you a lot of value for what you're paying. It's this thick. Now, of course, if you know me, you're like, Theo, wait a second. It's paperback. Don't you hate paperback? Yeah, you know, I really hate art books that are paperback. I mean, I put up with it to a point, but so far this has not shown any sign of wear and tear this quickly. But I'll keep an eye out on it. I mean, this isn't even a year old when I owned it, so I'll have to wait and see. I mean, there is some like creases I'm noticing, but it's nothing that is crazy about it. Now, the one thing I do want to show you in this, I was trying to show you this earlier. Maybe I can show you now. Now that I covered it. If not, that's fine. But I think there's another page that shows what I want to talk about when it comes to art and animation. This is something. If you there's a GDC talk with Muriel Cartwright, who did the art for Skullgirls, her. She talks about breaking the body in terms of doing animation. And I think Ethan Becker also mentions that in one of his videos. And break the body, what that means in terms of art is that when you're drawing a character, be it in animation or whatever, you might be drawing them in a pose that is physically impossible. That might look like that they're breaking their bones to do it, pretty much. And a lot of animators do that to kind of, uh, you know, make the scene have more impact, have the action have weight to it. That's kind of why animators do that, is to kind of show impact and build up a height. For fighting games, they do it just so that you can read a move. So like they might do something a little bit more extra so you know what move they're going to be throwing so you can block it or do another attack that might interrupt it, whatever. They use it for multiple reasons in terms of fighting game animation, but also to kind of drive home a big sweeping attack that gives some kind of oomph to it. So this kind of shows it a little bit. I'm going to switch back to OBS so I can make sure you guys can see it. If you look at the top frame here where my thumb... Oh, this is a little bit rough, okay? You guys gotta bear with me. This. See how Ryuko's legs are like bent all the way like forward? Like it looks odd and uncomfortable. Yeah, it's like in between of an action scene, but it's drawn like that so it can emphasize what's going on. There's another run cycle in this where they kind of exaggerate her leg a little bit from when it's going forward so that the run animation can have energy being put behind it. So that's what break the body means. The things that people should keep in mind when it comes to breaking the body is you really need to understand anatomy to really get it. You really need to understand how to draw it, how anatomy works, etc. When it comes to that, so you can really uh, understand the flow of it. So you can't just do it willy nilly, or it's gonna look amateur. It's something that you can do it once you understand anatomy. So that's always fun to look forward to. You know what I mean? All right. So that is it for the art book section of the Artcast. We can move on to the next segment. I'm gonna put this here, and that would be the art section, the part that everyone loves. Everyone loves the art section. I'm gonna just adjust this a little bit. Damn it! I thought I had it perfectly when I did this, but I think it was just too flat. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. There we go. We'll do that. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. All right. So I got some questions in other streams of like how to draw. Can you like do a tutorial on how to draw? I'm not gonna do a full on tutorial of it because I'm not going to hold your hand on everything, but I will show you how I start drawing and how I work through it and explain my process with that. A lot of times I would say read some drawing books, and you can always find them in Barnes and Noble. They have some good books there. I have one figure drawing book somewhere in this mess, but That'll be another video for another day. So I would say that we'll always look for references. Look for what else? Other like get a lot of video reference too. Like always look for videos and see how people do it. One thing I heard I listened to when I listened to Ethan Becker is that a lot of times you have to record yourself doing stuff and then kind of go through the video and find a pose in that video. So that'd be something to look forward to. Okay, so we can get rid of the cover. We don't need the cover anymore. There we go. Ta-da. Alright, so I am going to open some files because I do want to look at some reference stuff. I don't think it's gonna remember what I wanted to open, so I'm just going to go to where I need to go. If you want to talk in chat, go ahead. I'm not going to ignore chat. I will respond to chat. I know it's like an Artcast and it seems like a formal video, but I decided to stream this just to see how it would work in a streaming setup. So I'm just gonna go to under key art? No, promotion. Yeah, it's under promotion. So let's go to Talking Heads. Let's do Boutsai. Boutsai's a cool character. Always like Boutsai. Her and Tarani, just so cool. Alright, so I'm opening that. Okay, so I got my reference open. I have all these other like files to look at. Now, of course, sometimes you might want to actually look at uh, real life stuff. I would go for realism if you are completely unsure, but we'll just forego that and do a little cheat. You don't have to. Don't tell anyone. Okay, got that? All right. So let's draw. I'm gonna draw this drawing. So let's get this. Now I'm gonna be a little bit tight, so I'm just going to do some like quick stuff. Let me get some music playing, so we can at least listen to some tunes. We'll start off with the Indivisible soundtrack, and we'll go from there. I might change the audio. Let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet. It it was too quiet in my positive content video I uploaded last night. So hopefully this isn't like quiet, Alright. So I'm gonna do some quick little drawings just to get loose. I feel like Boutside needs a big cigar. She needs a big cigar in her talking portrait, dude. Oh, this is a good song. I like the song. So this is just gonna be a quick little sketch right here. So always start with a quick sketch. Always do that. That's always the way to start. Oh shit! I didn't move this closer. Whoops. Oh well. You still were able to see it anyway, so it's not bad. Remember, if you only got on the viewer canvas, it's $1. So if you tip me $1, you can get a character on the canvas. You know, dude. All right. Oh, that's not bad. Now I think we're gonna just get into it. So let's get into this. Now I'm gonna just draw the head, like it's kind of an ovular kind of shape. If you're doing this on pencil, do it like lightly draw this, and then go in with some deeper kind of shades over time. But always start light so it's easy to erase. Because you're gonna probably be erasing a lot of lines. Never get. I say this all the time. Never get married to your lines. You know, don't be married. Don't be like, oh my god, I can't erase that. I worked so hard on it. You know, don't be that way. You don't have to be that way, guys. Come on. So I'm done this. And also create a scale of measurement. So, like, you know, the typical one that a lot of people use is the size of your head. You can break everything down with that. Have that be a landmark for just drawing the pose. So here, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. 3 goes all the way down to her groin. The groin, dude. So I'm gonna have to move this. 1, 2, 3. So, we got the groin. We got the groin area, guys. Now, the other thing to also break it down to is break everything down to shapes. You know, a lot of people go with, triangles, lemon slices, that kind of stuff. You know, that's always good. Always go with the Ethan Becker method with the lemon slices. You can never go wrong with that. Just as long as you understand the height you're drawing. So let's see. The width of her shoulders are like two heads if you tilt them sideways. So here and here. Uh, 7U. Hey, Sassy. So now I'm going to be drawing the face a little bit. Now I'm going to a little bit more details. You know, you don't worry about the small details immediately when you're starting a piece. You know, always look at the general picture of it, get the general outline of it. I would say, more importantly, it is to. I lost my train of thought. Okay. It's more important to try to get close to the resemblance of the character. You know, you might not get the full resemblance in one go or immediately, but you know, always go for a certain percentage of it. I usually aim for like 80-90%. Like if I could see, if I could look at the character and say I know what I recognize that person, I'm doing something right. Can't wait for the manager's meeting to be over with so I can focus on the art. Yeah. And I think I'm starting with a big brush too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm it's a little bit bigger, and that's fine. That's fine. By the way, Ant1337, I'll tell you this right now. My drop frames are at 1%. You know, but the CPU is at 32%, which is lower than when I started. When I started the stream, the CPU is at 38. Now it's on 26. Now it's hovering around 26% to 30%. And my drop frames are 1%. And I'm in the green. I don't have to worry about that. It's not the worst. Now, of course, Balsai has an eye patch. I'm not worried about the eye patch just yet. Always draw the skull. You know, a lot of people just go straight, like, they just draw like this. You just draw a face like this. Now, like, there's a lot of issues with the eyes. I mean, of course they drew it fast, but I'm not placing him at all very well, and if I add more detail to that face, it might look worse, and it might look weird the more I draw on it. So we're just going to draw the skull so we can just kind of understand where things fit in. Another good song from the game Indivisible. Oh man, I really love that game. Always trying to form like landmarks for me to know where things are. So this color is kind of coming out of her cheek or chin cheek. Then I'm gonna draw this. Put a little collar. Go give her the little collar. Oh, this song is so good. Oh man. It's so soothing, so relaxing, you know? You know what I mean? So I'm going with like multiple lines. You know, I'm not trying to draw like one smooth line on the first pass. You know, as I said, I'm still trying to find stuff where things are, and I am looking at the reference that I'm using time to time, but I'm also just trying to get as much stuff done as well. You know, I keep telling the story, but it's good. It's a good, you know, reason for it. You know, I was in a painting class, and we had this one assignment, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I was like confused. I was like, I don't know. And my professor tells me, hey, by the end of the class, you need to put something on that canvas. I don't want to see any white space on this canvas by the end of class. If it's not covered, you're gonna fail the assignment. So I was like, oh shit. So I just put a random paint on it, and from then it started getting more and more from there, and it started to kind of push me to do stuff. So you know, this may not look good by the time I'm done drawing it, but I need to get something down. I need to get it down so I can visualize it, see where I can go to improve it. And never like sit there and say, "Oh, it doesn't look perfect" or anything. I mean, you can only do your best. And they really gave her a chest. They really gave her a chest. Oh, thanks for the dollar super chat, Sassy. Thank you. Thank you for that. Let me know what you want on the viewer canvas. Oh, man. Yeah, take your time, man. Take your time. So let's see. The little like blade thing she has. So Boutsai is a character from Indivisible. One of my favorite party members. I love the character. Even though like I feel like a lot of people think that she's like a shitty party member. She might be, but I like her. I like her gimmick. But she has these two like cannons on her shoulders, which is just like why I think she's cool. Like, come on, come on. She has fucking cannons on her back. So like she has this like thing, kind of comes up like from a deltoid a little bit. This little like triangle thing. Now, I'm not this intricate when I draw characters. I always just kind of go for the most simple shit. But this is I'm kind of pushing myself here. So let's see, how many heads is this thing? So kind of like 2.5. Did it cook the finger? No. Oh god. So we're getting near the part where I might want to go back on another layer, which I'm going to do now. So I'm going to lower the opacity on this layer. You can do that on Photoshop, Clip Studio, anything if you're doing digitally. Again, if you're drawing, I would just say go in with like a light pencil, which would be like a 2H. Thought I heard my phone ring. A 2H, or just draw lightly with a pencil, and then go back over it a little bit harder until you're like satisfied with what you have. So we're gonna lower the opacity, make a new layer. Now with Procreate, the only bummer I have with Procreate is that depending on the resolution, it restricts the layers you use. So this will only allow me to do 3 layers. So I'm really gonna have to, be careful with that. So I'm gonna make the pencil thinner so I can kind of do a little more minute detail. So now I'm going back in and I'm going to go with a little bit more detail. As I said, one of the things is going from general to specific, big to small, draw shapes, not objects, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. Because your brain will always know what you're drawing. You're always going to be saying, I'm drawing this, but turn that off and say, look, I'm just going to be drawing stuff that's going to, by the end, look like something. Well, right now, let's just focus on the current task. So, let's go in with a thinner pencil. Hey, Trunks, what's going on? And now I'm going a little bit slower too, like, you start fast, you start quick, and then you slow down, you go fast to slow. My skin is so dry, so I'm sorry I'm like focusing on that a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's... Stuff and things I may draw. Some stuff I don't know. Hey, if you're stuck on what to draw, I would say like just go through Google Images, think about a game character you like, and say, hey, you know what? I've been playing, like, I'll use myself as an example. Hey, I've been playing Indivisible. Whoa, you know what? I really like Boutside. She's a cool character. I'm gonna draw her, and start from there. Look for images of the character you want to draw. Like I look for images for of Boutside in the art compendium I have. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at what's there and draw that. And I find this image. I'm drawing it. I am improvising a little bit of it because she's kind of like, "Argh," and I'm just kind of like having her grin in this, having the Power Girl grin maniacally. Oh, I have to draw Angry Yoshi on this too, so I have to do that too. We'll do that after this. I almost forgot. I almost forgot the Angry Yoshi. How dare I? Just shading in a little bit of this of her lips. So I thought the power company was gonna like do something with the power, but what the fuck is going on now? You don't think you should have out Boba Fett for the tip? Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll do Boba Fett. Why is That's so weird. I look away from the health. I went from stream is healthy, no data, warning, stream is healthy again. But like the drop frames wasn't like anywhere crazy from last time. Because the drop frames is 1.2%. I mean, like, maybe it's the CPU? I don't know. Oh my god. I'm having problems with the internet. God damn. Well, hopefully it's just a fluke and it will straighten itself out. But we'll approach it when we get there anyway. Anyway. Buns are dropping. Oh no. I mean, does the stream still look good? I mean, now I'm like now I have to look at my own stream. I'm trying to do an Artcast and this stuff happens. I mean, come on. The buns are dropping, mom spaghetti. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't look as bad uh as Tuesday's stream was. So that's something. I think maybe it's just a hiccup. So I'm just gonna go with that. It's a hiccup, guys. We're good. I'll just keep the stream on my phone, just in the background, so I can like look at it. So if anything happens, I'll see it for sure. Because maybe it's just on YouTube's end. Maybe I don't know. So just as long as it wasn't like last time where it was like a PowerPoint presentation. If it's not a PowerPoint presentation, I'm happy. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Fine with the PowerPoint present. I'm fine with this. I at least want to get the outline done for this character. That's what I want to get to. Then I'm gonna do the viewer canvas, and then I'm going to just wind down a little bit. So now I'm just trying to understand where everything is. I think Oh god. God damn, that scared me. Oh my god. Thanks for the YouTube subscription, Bugshot420. Reminds me of that Mega 64 skit, the Ride or Die skits. And then Buck traveled back in time to sign the Declaration of Independence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, sometimes I have to count the fingers. Just a hiccup fine so far, yeah. So I think there's something wrong with that hand. With this whole section, but whatever. So let's just take away the outline, see how it looks. Not bad. Not bad. I definitely recognize the character. You got the good grin. You got some stuff going on. It's good. Am I missing something? I know I'm missing her cannons. I do need to draw those. Those. My voice is cracking! And I think that's about it for Boutsai a little bit. Let me just finish this coat a little bit. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm done with drawing her or whatever, but, this is kind of a good place for me to kind of take a break from this character. You might see her come back in some other stuff, but I do want to fix one drawing I posted. I posted this drawing yesterday. I think it's just the coolest, but I want to fix the goddamn shoulder. The shoulder issue has to be fixed. It has to be addressed. It has to be fixed. And take away that so I can like look at this. Let's just erase a little bit of this. We're gonna fix it, guys. Oh, and now the other thing I do want to say, as you said, as I showed you, we started a new drawing, we worked on it a little bit, took a break from it. If you're stuck on a drawing, or if you're just not really feeling it, always go back to it. Leave, go to something else, and work on that. Or as you're working on that, go back to your old drawings. Sometimes if you start something new, and then you work on that to a point, if you go back to an older drawing that you're working on, it can improve immensely what you're drawing. So never sit there and focus on one drawing and just kind of be like, I need to finish this drawing. Always start something new. Keep moving. Keep on moving. Go back. Go forward. Go back. Go forward. Go back. Whatever. Now, of course, it runs the risk of like you building up a huge pile of whips, aka work in progresses. But you learn more by doing that. If you don't do that, you're not gonna learn, and you're not going to expand what you know or what you're learning from what you're drawing. So never be complacent with what you're working on. Always keep moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. The time you spend drawing on one drawing is time spent that you could be learning new stuff that might help you understand what you're stuck on. So always think about that. Speaking of whips, I have 14 of those ATM on my computer. Yeah. Once you start like doing a lot of art, oof, man, it fucks you up pretty bad. But you don't have to dwell. No. There we go. That looks much better than what it was yesterday. Much better. Now let's... That's why you do the shading on a different layer, ladies and gentlemen, so you can easily erase. And not worry about the lines. So this is a better drawing. It is better. Now wait a moment, guys. Let's color Boutside's hair. So let's make a new layer to do some of the shading. So let's do that. This song is so good. Telling you, the music in Indivisible is so good. So good, man. And I'm not just saying that because I backed the game. I'm not a shill. I'm not a children's entertainer. Now I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna announce this. But I got New Game Plus working on Indivisible on my PS4. So I'm wondering, would you guys be interested in a full playthrough of me playing it on New Game Plus? Or do you just, you don't care? Or what? Because New Game Plus is a whole new experience of Indivisible. It bumps the difficulty up. You do get to keep your party members and all that, but it makes it harder. The game gets harder on it. I would love to demo the co-op, but, I don't have any friends that can come over because of the lockdown. And my friend works at an essential job. And it's rough. It's rough out there. He works at AAA, and it's something. Well, Sassy would watch. See, Sassy would watch. If he can watch, anyone would watch. Yeah, I think I'll stream it. I'll stream it regardless, I think. Because it's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's a cool hybrid of RPG action. A lot of people they describe it like it's like Valkyrie Profile. I don't know if it's better or worse than that, but that's what it's kind of based on. The general consensus is that it's not as good as Valkyrie Profile, but you know what? I played Indivisible to play Indivisible. I didn't play it to play Valkyrie Profile. I mean, if I want to play Valkyrie Profile, I'll just play the game. Alright. I think we'll just take a break from that. So that's Boutsai. My Boutsai. My version, my little improvised piece. So now, let's switch the cameras to this. And I'll draw Angry Yoshi and who else? And Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet. Okay. I gotta get the references. Angry Yoshi. Pissed Yoshi, dude. Okay, this is a good reference. Okay, let's get to it. If you don't see any pop-ups on this channel, maybe I can get it to show up. Hold up. Ta-da! That should do it. And I'm gonna put it right here. There we go! Alright. Now, man, I'm really thinking, should I just start a new canvas? Because I kind of feel like I can kind of squeeze them in. I could put like Yoshi here, Wobbuffet there. Or should I start a new canvas? You know what? I'm leaning to new canvas. I think it's time, guys. You know, this canvas done as well. We got all the characters we loved on it. Wait. No. Wait. I'm torn. You know what? I think I'm just gonna let's try to squeeze. I think it fit on this one. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I agree. I think I'm being negative. I'm being a defeatist right now. You know what? We're being a defeatist. I'm not gonna be defeated. I'm gonna squeeze them in. What's that noise? Oh. Save your fresh canvas for the quarantine. Yeah, I should. Oh, they should make everything an essential business. If WWE is an essential business, so is my art store. Okay? No one should be forced to work. Why is... Oh. My stream was behind. I looked at my phone and it was still on the iPad and I was like, what? There's no way I'm that behind. Then I realized, oh no, just my phone decided to get fucked. This isn't good. What are you drinking? I'm drinking coffee. Drinking some nice coffee. It's chocolate coffee, and it has almond milk mixed in because it's healthier, and it doesn't have as much fat as whole milk or the low fat milk I used to be drinking. So I just have almond, and it tastes better in my opinion. I think almond milk tastes way better. Back-to-back meetings. Back-to-back-to-back. Like Drake. You know, when I was a kid, when I was growing up, I really loved drawing Yoshi. I never liked the character. I'm not a huge Yoshi head, but I always thought it was cool. You had like a baby Yoshi that would grow up to be a bigger Yoshi in Mario World, and I kind of love that idea of it. I would always draw that. Don't know why. Alright, now let's outline that. Oh, yeah, look at that Yoshi. That Yoshi looking mighty fine. It does look good. It does look good. I'm liking it. I'm but up 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 up. I'm liking it. And my favorite thing about coffee is that it's helping me. Like, I used to drink a lot of energy drinks. I used to be an energy drink kind of guy, but I I stopped drinking not coffee, energy drinks. Like, when was the last time I drank one? It was like years ago. I think like early last year, maybe the year before. I stopped it because I mean, even then at that point, I kind of slowed down drinking energy drinks to begin with because uh I just didn't like how I was feeling with them. You know, I didn't know it was like, oh, I don't know, like I would get like a stomach ache. It would just be, pain in the ass. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drink coffee. Coffee is where it's at, and coffee kind of helped me go through lots of stuff, man. I like coffee. I used to hate coffee, but now I'm loving it. And I can't order Starbucks anymore because of the quarantine. So I make my own coffee. It's better anyway. I mean, it saves me money, you know, in the long run, I should say, because you are spending money to make your own coffee by, buying uh coffee and shit, but you know what, it's cheaper in the long run. Alright. Now let's get on to Wobble Fett. I spelled it wrong, but Google saved me. Google got me the right spelling. Images, good images. Oh man, I don't like that reference. I want a good one. I want a good reference of Wobby, the Wobster. Every Wobbuffet drawing I see all looks like it's taking a shit. All of them. It's like, okay, Wobbuffet, you're on a toilet and you gotta take a shit. Like, come on. Come on. Okay, this will have to do, I guess. You know, I'm gonna put Wobbuffet right next to the bicycle clown. He just belongs there. It's the most Wobbuffet place to be. Jeez. I like this Wobbuffet. This Wobbuffet is pretty cool, man. Here we go. Let's go back in with this. So, as you guys know, I was talking about this on Twitter yesterday. There was a guy that I woke up at 8:30 in the morning yesterday, and I was like, okay, you know, whatever. I kind of felt whatever, so I kind of laid in bed a little bit, and I go to my phone and I see I got a notification from Instagram, and I was like, whoa, I rarely get notifications from Instagram, so I was like really curious, what it was about. I got a DM from a guy, and he said he was like, "Eat shit, Theo. I hope you die." Laugh out loud, and I was like, Are you okay?" He responds like, "You don't remember me? We went to high school together." And I was like, "Well, no, yeah." He said, "You don't remember me?" And I was like, were we in like a biology class together?" He's like, "Dude, we were in an art class in high school." And I was like, "What?" I was so confused. I was so fucking confused. And I was like, sitting there, and I was like, high school is like years and years ago. It, like, 2008 was when I fucking graduated. And I was like, I don't fucking remember. I barely remember what happened in 2018. And I'm just sitting there, it's like, well, okay. And I was like, okay, fine, then, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried to apologize, all that kind of stuff. And then hasn't responded, so that was a fun time of being confused and then never knowing what the whole thing was about at the end of the day. And I went nowhere. Like I was like willing to talk to the guy too. I was like, come on, you know, we could be friends. We could hang out. And he fucking ducked me. I don't know who he is. I don't know what his deal was. And it happened again months ago. I went to a place to get a hamburger. I went to Five Guys. Go there. I'm waiting for my hamburger. This guy like calls me and says, "Hey, you know you went to Hall, right?" I was like, "Yeah," and I swear this guy looks like he's fucking in his 40s or something. He looks super old, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I think this guy knows my brother, and he probably thinks I'm him because I look so much like him. So I think he was confusing me with my brother, and the whole time he was like, "Yo, yeah, man, well, man, you know, I go down here. I'm in this part, you know. Oh man, we go up here. Oh man, it's so cool." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, cool." He had a kid too, and I was like, "Yeah." He leaves, and before he leaves, he tells me he's gonna message me on Facebook. He never messaged me on Facebook. So I'm just confused. Everyone here, like, apparently, I must have been Mr. Social Butterfly at some point. I swear I was not like social at all when I was in high school. I was like in a small group of friends. I wasn't really with the jocks or the preps or whatever. I was kind of like just kind of there. And it seems everyone in fucking high school knows me and talks to me, and then it's like, oh man, Theo, what's up? I don't fucking know. So fucking weird. It's so weird. Like all these people talk to me, but they don't tell me their name. They don't tell me anything else, and then they just go on their day. And it's like, I don't know how to make of this. Like, uh-oh. Why is the frames dropping? Uh-oh. No, the stream says it's healthy. Oh. Oh, must be just a weird hiccup. So don't ask me. Don't ask me about that. Alright. So I think that's where I'm gonna stop. I might touch up on the Wobble Fed a little bit later, another day. But thank you for watching. So let's. God, I think maybe my phone is fucked up. I'm sorry, I'm like getting distracted by my own fucking phone. Yeah, I think it's my phone. Anyways, so that's that. I'm gonna turn up the music a little bit. Let's go back here. Alright. So that was what's going on. That's been going on. It looks good, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I do like the viewer canvas. It looks pretty good. I got a lot of cool stuff up there. Got Liza, Lucina, Yoshi, Urian, Oliver, I forgot that woman's name. Stand, Cleo, and Cleo Cujo. From JoJo. But you know that's that. I haven't really been watching a lot of movies. I've just been watching like Westworld, and I've been rewatching Gurren Lagann on Netflix because I've not really rewatched that show a lot. The last time I rewatched it was 2015, I'd like to say. I was rewatching Gurren Lagann then. In 2016 I was as well. So I'm rewatching that. It's been pretty fun. I just finished the Spiral King arc, so now I'm going to to the time skip stuff, and that one I'm interested in seeing because I think that's really when the show starts to kind of slow down a little bit. But I'll see. I'll see where it takes me. It's been a fun. It's a fun ride. I like the show a lot more than I thought I did. Because I remember like when I first watched it, I loved like the episode takes on the anteater guy, and then when they take on the Spiral King is also good, and the last three episodes. But watching them all now, it's like I have a whole new appreciation for episodes I used to hate. I used to think episode one was shit. I didn't like episode two that much, but those grew on me. I liked them, so that's something. I still skipped episode four. Episode four is just trash. They try to do it on something completely different, different animation studio and all that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. So that's it for this stream of the Artcast. I decided to stream it this time around to be a little bit different. I'm always trying to change the Artcast or just improve it. I add new segments to it, etc. So let me know what you think of this. So far, it seems it's been doing fine. I don't know why I've been noticing some frame drops on the stream itself, but the drops are like 1%, and I'm still in the green, so it's very minimal, it seems. But that might just be my settings, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it will iron itself out over time. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's that. Thank you for watching this stream of the Artcast. Again, also thank you those of you who supported me, be it on the stream by tipping me or by pledging to my Patreon. Those things really mean a lot to me. But just watching the videos is also just really cool too. I don't want to like kind of dismiss that either. I love putting this content out and having people to kind of watch it to be interested. So again, the frames dropped. Again, I'm in the red. The kilobytes fucking got shot. But whatever. Maybe it will over time it will calm down. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everyone.